Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. And as you can already see, I do not have my glasses on. Don't worry about it. We don't need them for today. All we need to do is just learn about our ultimate ones. Whoever that is. But yeah, last episode, or I say episode. Yeah, well, last time we learned about the divine constructs. Basically, for example, Excalibur, and yeah, knowing that Saber was special at first, it's like, yeah, I didn't know she was that special. Like, yeah, something that can only be made by the gods or the earth itself. Yeah, Saber is someone else. So yeah, really pulling out that Excalibur, yeah, really means that you're someone. And I mean, she had the decision at first. I mean, yeah, either she could have pulled it out or not. Hey, it was up to her, but ended up doing it anyways. So yeah, let's just see what these ultimate ones are. Yeah, let's just get this started.
In our previous lesson, I covered divine constructs.
Yep,
Despite
those
the fact that
constructs.
apart from through heroic spirits, most mages of our time will likely never experience them. Nonetheless, I deemed it worthy knowledge as a glimpse of the world beyond our reach. After all, without dreams or aspirations, one cannot hope to surpass one's limits. To continue in that vein,
What
I
is
will cover
this?
types, or ultimate ones, the
Yo.
supreme beings that represent the cosmos we inhabit. Naturally, this lesson will be more abstract than what I've covered prior. Our knowledge is limited, and what we do know is based on knowledge obtained from other worlds, ones in which history play out quite differently than our own. Indeed, most of our knowledge on the Ultimate Ones comes from documentation, notes, as it were, chronicling a parallel world where mankind has been ravaged by pollution and warfare.
So no visual like
In
footage,
this world,
unless you drew
mankind
something.
maintained itself through artificial enhancement, becoming an enhanced race known as liners. They fought against a threat of their own creation, the A-rays. These foes were the product of genetically combining humans with other forms of life. On their dead planet, declared the Land of Steel, mankind fought the A-rays in what was known as Babel's Tale, the Great War. It was during this war that the Ultimate Ones appeared as an even greater threat, seeking to exterminate all remaining life.
Yeah, the design is
The
just
humans of
looking
the Land of
crazy
Steel
on
called these
that.
beings Aristoteles, extraordinary creatures
Can't
hailing
even
from other planets in the
tell.
solar system.
Yeah. Like, yeah, where's the arms? Where the legs?
We know that just
Where's
as our
the
own Earth
face?
has the will of Gaia, other celestial bodies in our universe possess a degree of consciousness. The likes of Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Venus, and Pluto possess their own unique wills. And the
Yeah.
Ultimate Ones exist as avatars of those wills. In another sense, they are the planet's respective ambassadors, each capable of invoking destruction on a planetary scale. Unlike mortal beings, the Ultimate Ones lack a traditional concept of death and are exceptionally difficult to harm. Thus, when the planet died, Gaia cried out with a wish to exterminate the humans who managed to outlive it, and the Ultimate Ones were sent to comply with this wish. The threat they posed was enough to provoke both the humans and the A-rays to forego their war and work together to survive. Nonetheless, destruction was inevitable. The first to receive Gaia's plea was Type Mercury, otherwise known as
When is that big?
Leaving far in advance of the other types, Mercury came to Earth prior to the Common
Yeah,
Era
look at the
and took to
tiny
hibernating in its
human
crystal
down
valley
there.
in South America. It would remain there until the arrival of the other types. Among the Ultimate Ones, Type Saturn acted as a relay point to facilitate communication between them. In the shape of a 3,000-meter flying cross, it unleashed electromagnetic shockwaves
Oh,
from
I
its
can see
body
it.
that devastated the planet's surface on impact, boring into the ground to cause earthquakes,
That
leaving behind
cross.
wastelands strewn with cross-shaped piercings in the ground. By far the most destructive of the Ultimate Ones was Type Jupiter, a black humanoid giant made of photon gas emanating from an artificial sun as its core. It reached Earth and attacked the planet's western continent, killing most of its inhabitants without incurring any damage. This rampage continued until Ado Edem, one of the ether liners, mankind's knights. He wielded one of only 2 weapons capable of defeating the types. His weapon, Slash Emperor, was a
like that was the
planet-consuming
whole.
blade that could grow in size to match its opponent.
Cause I thought he was taking something out. No, that's the whole weapon.
With a single strike. And while this ended their bout, it caused Type Jupiter's core to go berserk, torching the remains of the western continent. A victim of this devastation was a man nicknamed Gun God. The attacks on the continent robbed him of his family, and so he naturally sought revenge. While weak compared to the Etherliners and A-Rays, Gun God made up for that weakness with his weapon Black Barrel, which he dug up from the ruins of Atlasia. Surely from previous lessons you recognize this conceptual weapon, as it also exists in our world.
Yeah.
It is a dangerous weapon that imposes a lifespan upon even immortal beings. Thus, along with Slash Emperor, it was the only other weapon capable of killing the Ultimate Ones. Upon finding this weapon, Gun God began to learn how to fire it. When Type Pluto attempted to enter the atmosphere, the 6 sisters, rulers of the A-Rays, gave their lives to prevent it. Their feud resulted in both parties being destroyed. Upon defeat, Type Pluto's blood scattered across the planet, and before perishing, the 6 sisters surrounded the planet with a barrier known as the Cloud Sky, which served to repel the other types. One of the types suspended in this cloud was Type Venus, a massive carnivorous plant with a shape resembling a fish with a tree on its back. It remained docile while the other types invaded, using this time to analyze the planet before eventually starting its descent. To combat this descent, the planet's residents formed an operation called Bird Drop, and Gun God joined this operation to fulfill his desire for revenge. Of the airborne forces attacking Type Venus, Gun God's plane was the only survivor, and the operation ended in success when he shot Type Venus in the forehead with Black Barrel. This put Venus into an eternal sleep, and its corpse crash-landed on the planet. Had it reached the surface alive, Venus would have succeeded in exterminating humanity. But thanks to Gun God, such a fate was avoided.
Yeah.
To monitor the sleeping creature, a base
Just
called
that
the
one
City of
thing
World
helped
Trees
them
was built
out.
upon its corpse,
They would have been
nestled
wiped
beneath its wings,
out.
which were referred to as the leaves of Yggdrasil. This brought forth both salvation and calamity.
Oh yeah, got a
Unlike
literal
the red
angel
planet,
right here.
Venus's body was safely habitable, and so people began to live there among its thriving vegetation. At the same time, its body left behind angel-type predation terminals, violent spores that take the shape of angels. Had it lived, Type Venus would have spread billions of these angels across the planet, but in its dormant state, these angels instead emerged at manageable intervals. To quell their numbers, angel hunters were recruited, and Gun God made a full-time income from this profession. Combat against the types had calmed for a time, at least compared to their initial descent. The liners and A-rays found shelter in the leaves of Yggdrasil, which extended from Venus's body far into the sky. However, this protection was temporary, as both Type Uranus and Type Neptune took to gradually destroying these leaves. Over the 5 years after being shot down, Type Venus lingered, ingesting the concepts of the liners. It learned about humanity, and hoping to learn even more, it projected a human form of itself, appearing as one of the angels. In this humanoid form, named VV, she lived among the residents of the World Tree, and came to love them. Knowing that awakening her true body would release the remaining angels, she decided to remain dormant to give the liners and A-rays a home.
Okay, so she
Eventually,
was aware,
sought out
at
Gun
least.
God, the man who shot her, and decided to break into his apartment. She
Yeah, and I
described
could see
herself as
him,
an
yeah,
angel, wanting to be of use to
getting
him.
that relationship.
At first, Gun God refused the offer, throwing her out and even checking himself into a hospital to ensure his sanity. Through persistence, however, she continued to show up in his apartment, playing a guitar belonging to his deceased sister, until eventually, Gun God reluctantly allowed her to stay. He even increased his quota for hunting the wild angel spores in order to pay for her living expenses. While she explained she focused on him because he had killed her, she never outright revealed her true identity. Instead, she simply lived with him, taking over her share of the housework. Her understanding of humanity improved, her love deepened, yet her skill at the guitar remained lackluster. Nonetheless, her sincere optimism grew on Gun God, and as he began to open up to her, he found himself falling in love. Again, their peace was only momentary. Not only had Uranus and Neptune destroyed the remaining leaves at Yggdrasil, but now Type Saturn had resumed its assault, heading straight for the city. A strike force was assembled to respond to the threat, and for his bravery during the fight against Venus, Gun God was recruited once more. Before the operation, Vivi decided to tell him about her true form, explaining that now all she wanted was to be a real angel, to give proper form to humanity's fantasies. She believed that humanity could not win against Type Saturn, but despite their inevitable demise, she would not return to her main body and flee. She would die for humanity's sake, admitting that the Ultimate Ones should never have attacked humans simply because they were asked to, not without deciding for themselves. Gun God also admitted humanity's fault for living on while their planet died. Before departing, he confessed his love to her and left her with his sister's guitar as a keepsake. Once more, Gun God boarded a plane, taking to battle against the Ultimate Ones. Unlike his previous outing, however, he did not survive. Instead, his plane was damaged by an arrow of light, and its onboard AI malfunctioned. He had his A-Ray co-pilot evacuate, and died alone when the plane flew too close to the enemy. At best, his assault only managed to alter Type Saturn's course, not actually damaging it. Ultimately, however,
I got someone
Saturn
new
was
here.
defeated, not by Gun God, but by the return of Otto Edom and his Slash Emperor. It is at this point that our notes on this world trickle out. Presumably, humanity enters its final battle against the remaining Ultimate Ones, with the status of types Mercury, Mars, and even Type Moon being unconfirmed.
Type
Of
Moon.
course,
Yeah, I
you might be
remember hearing
wondering what
that.
this tale has to do with our world of mages and Magecraft. Well, as it turns out, parts of this story do in fact carry right into our world. Locked within the Atlas Academy is the very same black barrel mentioned in the notes. Its replica is wielded by the alchemist Sion. While our Earth's Gaia has yet to call for humanity's destruction, the types in our solar system do still exist, two of which we've even encountered in the past. For example, while the moon is not a planet per se, it does have a creature worth categorizing as an Ultimate One. Type Moon, then, is a being known as Brunstud of the Crimson Moon. Just because our world hasn't sunken as low as the one in the notes I described, the fact still stands that humanity is a threat to the planet.
Yeah, humanity's always a threat. Like, what's new?
It reached out to the moon for protection.
It's like they always
Brunstud
doing
was granted
something.
the ability to live on Earth in exchange for keeping humanity in check. As such, he attempted to conquer the planet as his own kingdom. However, his reign came to an end when the mage Keisher Zelret Schweinorg slayed him with the second magic Kaleidoscope. Their battle was truly worthy of being labeled epic. During their confrontation, Brunstud caused an event called the Moonfall, creating a mirror image of the moon and dropping it on Earth. Only Zelret's access to limitless mana could have hoped to push it away. In the end, not even Brunstud's Alt-Nagel, a destructive, far-reaching pillar of wind, would earn him the victory. Unwilling to accept his defeat, Brunstud birthed his legacy, creating the true ancestors in his image. They lived in his stead as spirits that would protect nature from humanity. Brunstud's consciousness lived on through a reality marble, the Millennium Castle Brunstud, where he would remain until one of his true ancestors reached his level of purity. Then, he would spiritually possess them as his new body. Despite their immense power, the true ancestors were flawed children. They each contained only a small piece of the Crimson Moon inside of them. As a result, they succumbed to bloodlust. Needing to keep themselves in check, the true ancestors gave birth to Archetype Brunstud as their princess. It is in her initial state that she resonates most with the Crimson Moon, a form known as Archetype Earth. While she is not technically an Ultimate One, as there is no official Type Earth, the authority of her marble phantasm is strong enough that she can toy with the planet at her leisure, such as playing pinball with the continents, or melting the poles on a whim.
Yeah, because she's literally got it in her hands. Yo.
The other Ultimate One we've encountered in our history is Type
Yeah, can
Mercury,
literally just
or
play
Ort,
with
as
it.
we often call it. Just as in the notes, Ort descended to Earth, landing in South America prior to the Common Era. It remains in hibernation, only ever attacking those that disturb it. Of course,
So yeah,
various
just don't
parties,
mess with it.
including dead apostle ancestors, have done just that, either to destroy or awaken it, only to be annihilated as a result. Its form is like a 40-meter-tall spider, with an outer skin more flexible and durable
That's what it
than any
is?
substance found on
A
Earth.
spider.
It is faster than a servant, and just as deadly as the beast Primate Murder. The area around its dwelling distorts reality. Mages call it Crystal Valley for the alien crystalline substance that inhabits the space, in the shape of a spider's web surrounded by crystal towers. In summation, the Ultimate Ones are, as the name implies, the ultimate beings from their respective planets.
Yeah,
They
one in
each
every
embody their
at
own
every
planet's
planet.
wills and possess the power to eliminate all life on Earth. Thankfully, such wrath is not descended upon our world specifically, and the majority of our knowledge comes from notes describing a dead world that has experienced their terror. Odds are, this knowledge will never directly affect your practice of Magecraft, but being in tune with our world's workings and history will help you broaden your perspective. Having introduced Brunstad of the Crimson Moon, I plan to dedicate our next lesson to his children, the true ancestors,
The
and the beings that
children.
result from them, the dead apostles.
Okay, well, looking forward to that. Yeah, I didn't want to say anything during that, midway part. Because, yeah, supposed to be talking about the Ultimate Ones. Hey, we getting a whole story right now. And, yeah, honestly, that's what I'd be looking for, too. It's like, there's so much in Fate, and you just get a whole story like this. But, yeah, just simply two people, whether it was summed up or not, still, like, it's kind of a nice little story. Something I would probably want to see animated or something. Like, yeah, she just comes to his place, playing the guitar, and then after a while, it's like, you know what, just stay here, but you still got to do the chores and all that. But, yeah, they just ended up getting that relationship and all. And then just certain things happen after that. But yeah, these Ultimate Ones, yeah, definitely looking like Ultimate Ones, alright. Can't even tell what I'm looking at. So this was the whole entire weapon. I thought he was just grabbing something out of it. But now, yeah, that looks like, yeah, the whole thing. But yeah, every planet has one. And actually, right here, you can actually see the face, if I'm getting that right, because the eyes are obviously like the big circular on the left and right. Then I guess the little like bug-like type of mouth. Yeah, I don't even know. But looking at the human, I'm like, they gotta be. I mean, nah. It's like you would even want to try and go against that. Like, yeah, talking about that being a bug. No, the human is a whole insect compared to that. Just nothing. But yeah, that's pretty much about it. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, where else can I find stories like this? 'Cause I know Fate, it has a lot. So, yeah, and actually, I can, do the lore videos again. It's just, I know they take a while. Like, not all of them are like, an hour long. It's just, those were long. And, I was mainly focusing on like anime episodes, especially Naruto right now. Yeah, I definitely want to get, at least up to, well, at least, end that off, the first series before I go to Shippuden. Basically, around like May. I want to try and get all, because I got like, I'm on like episode 98, but still like 100 more episodes to go. I want to make sure I can get all that out quick in the process. So, if you guys are looking at it, I want you to just be seeing 2 episodes like how I did before. Like, now I'm doing 6. Just doing those 4 episodes is a lot in itself. But that's pretty much about it. And then now we get to learn about the family, and I guess, how she turned. Well, I mean, we already know why she sort of went berserk or whatever, but get to see like what she looked like beforehand. Cause, well, where is it? That's the same person because it got the same outfit, same hair. So because I know it's probably not gonna be animated like that. He's just showing us images. But yeah, when did she really start getting that or turning into that? But yeah, other than that though, that's pretty much about it for the ultimate ones. Yeah, hope you guys did enjoy again. Make sure you like, subscribe again, and y'all see you guys in the next one.